Savani, this side.
No, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Albert will give a short statement, and then we'll go our way.
Yes.
Please go ahead. We have live coming.
Thank you so much. The judgment has been handed down. We've taken note of the judgment. We followed the reasoning of the court. I would like to first of all thank 2.6 million Zimbabweans who voted for my client. I would like to thank the 2.6 million Zimbabweans who were with us, supporting us, together in prayer, giving us words of comfort. Just deprived of the opportunity to know the actual figures. You be aware, for instance, that we had indicated in our papers that would subpoena the commissioners for purposes of confirming the 2.6 million figure, and the registrar refused to issue that subpoena. We hold the letters of the registrar on the issue. But at the end of the day, we are happy for all those Zimbabweans who managed to vote for my client and who managed to support the challenge. That's the first step. The second thing is that we are happy on account of the matter that we brought to court. We are happy on account of the questions raised, which in our view, Zek failed to answer. Right now, we still do not know how many votes Idi Mnangagwa managed to gather. Right now, it's 16,000 votes admitted by Zek. They've still not gone away. Right now, the 40,000 discrepancy between presidential and parliamentary results has still not gone away. Right now, the 9,592 post polling station results have still not gone away. So we are happy on account of what we brought. We are happy because of the work that we did on these figures. We have noted the judgment of the court, and we have noted that there is a So ultimately, the court having spoken, the good thing is also that the people follow through the proceedings. They are entitled by law to come up with their own conclusions. But there is a serious legitimacy issue.
Has justice been done? We didn't get it. We didn't hear what he said.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, has justice been done?
Come with the chair.
Excited and must be cloud nine. The win was emphatic. The judgment was sound. The law was properly applied to the issues raised by the parties, and new law has been created. I am excited, particularly as a leader of this team, because of the teamwork demonstrated by the members of the team. The effort which was put together, the commitment to work long hours has given us a quality result which you have seen to be handed down by the apex court of the Republic of Zimbabwe. I am happy also to say that for the first time in the history of the judiciary, these proceedings were beamed live. Every citizen of Zimbabwe, wherever he or she could have been, was allowed access to the proceedings in the Apex Court. I emphasize we are happy. It is a good result. It is a result which accords with fairness, proper application of the law, and we are proud to have put up this detailed approach in our preparations for the case. I thank you.
Your name, your full name, sir?
Kenan Dube of Dube Manitai and Waja, the lead attorney in the team which represented the first responder.
Baba Dube,
I'm satisfied and excited. What this petition is just one information but nevertheless, it's very strange our celebration. But we're happy that justice has been done. We had won the election. There was no reason for anyone to doubt Comrade Emerson Mnangagwa's victory. He deserved to win. From the day he took office, he started campaigning by delivering economic prosperity for the people of Zimbabwe. And I'm sure that with this new mandate, he will deliver to the people of Zimbabwe a new Zimbabwe, as they say. But I'm happy that justice, not only has it been done, it has been seen to be done. And everybody has witnessed the judiciary at work and the jurisprudence of the country being created in the manner in which this whole matter has been reasoned.
Looking forward, what's next for Zimbabwe?
More prosperity for the people of Zimbabwe. President Emerson Mnangagwa is very clear. He's focusing on the economy, turning around the lives of the people, and I'm sure he will deliver his promise.
Well, we are happy with the result. Reflects what we have always contended, that there was no evidence whatsoever of the alleged malpractices. The duty to establish these alleged malpractices was always on the applicants. We were promised a secret report that would be launched at the hearing. That never came. There was absolutely no evidence. And in matters of this nature, what carries the day are facts, and facts are established by evidence. And the court is right in reaching the conclusion that it has reached.
Okay, thank you. Thank
I don't think that this decision was a surprise. We could tell questions that were being asked by the Chief Justice of Tamale that somehow this was going to be how they rule. But at the end of the day, come Monday, whoever is president of this country, Emerson Mnangagwa is in this case, is going to face a situation where the urban councils are run by MDCA, the rural councils are run by ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF is a two-thirds majority, and the people in this country, 72.5% of the people are still living under the poverty datum line. We will still have 90% unemployment. We will still have some very, very critical problems that require us as a nation to come together to solve them. So, going forward, it really depends on what Emerson Mnangagwa is going to do. What kind of signals is he going to send out to the people? And then we'll go from there.
But on reflection, would you agree with the position taken by the courts that provision of the primary evidence would have been helpful to the applicant?
Well, I think you also have to listen to the argument on the other side. That, if I go to the primary evidence, which I believe has been tampered with, then I'm actually proving their case instead of mine. So, it kind of, you're caught between a rock and a hard place here. The standard to validate an election is, in my view, impossibly high in this country. You've got to do something about that. The other thing is that this does not prove in any way that ZEC ran this election the way that it should. It doesn't prove that the things that Taman Mpofu was saying did not happen. So what do we need as a country we need to produce elections that are not contested. We need that. We need that now. We need that in 2023. And here's what I would say actually to the Zimbabwean people. It's time to press right now for electoral reforms. We shouldn't do this a year before the elections. We should do this now so that when we get there, we don't have a contested election. By the way, whoever wins an election wants it to be valid and clean, because you really need the kind of mandate that will enable you to govern and to lead. And so when things like this always happen, it doesn't help anyone.
Going forward, where does this court decision leave your opposition, your own party, the applicant in this case? I mean, what now for the opposition?
You know what? We look at us as citizens. Don't always look at this through the prism of politics. We are citizens and we are fighting for the same thing. And I say this actually to journalists, and I used to be one. I say, look, you need what every other citizen needs. You need to be able to access your money from the banks. You need to be able to send your kids to school. You need the very same things that all the other people who are struggling also need. So we have a civic responsibility. And I've always said this from the Build Zimbabwe Alliance side. I've always said we have two responsibilities. We have, obviously, if you're running in an election, in a partisan one, which is, you want to win the election. But the more important responsibility that all of us have is a civic one. We need to do something to change our country, to have the right kind of legal processes, the right kind of elections. We need that, so that is not done yet. The election may have been decided, but the things that we need in this country, the things that need to actually change, haven't been resolved. So we're going to continue being involved, and I've already said that from the Build Zimbabwe Alliance side, my focus is on electoral reforms, and most importantly, winning the war on poverty. And we're going to continue fighting. Thank you. All right, thank you. Yes, ma'am.
The legal team that came from South Africa were not plucked from the air. These are people with specific skills in the specific area of law, and we wanted them to boost our team. The fact that the government of Zimbabwe did not process their permits for us is tragic. It is, in my respective view, a great show of judicial cowardice. It is un-Zimbabwean. It should not be allowed. Advocate Jeremy Gaunbeck, for example, has appeared before these courts on a number of occasions. There was no need for the Zimbabwean government to refuse them permits. These are our African brothers. These are people whose justice system is similar to ours. This matter is both of international and national importance. It is also a matter of regional importance. We want Zimbabwean lawyers who have the requisite skill to be invited in the neighboring countries and do work there. That these South Africans were not allowed will remain forever a blemish on the proceedings in this case.
So last question, Advocate Bofu this afternoon said that they're taking the Zimbabwean government deciding tribunal over the fact that they were not allowed to practice within the country, and they're calling it legal xenophobia that was exerted on them by authorities. Is this a position that you support?
I think they are justified. They are justified that there was legal xenophobia. There was hostility against them by the state. It doesn't take too much time to process the documents. After all, you can get temporary permits. And these temporary permits are not in the form of the cards, as you see. They can be in the form of a letter. And I think that in the future, the Zimbabwean government must not interfere with the rights of representation. Having said that, we are very proud about the team led by Advocate Tabani Mpofu that did the work yesterday. The fact that the decision has not gone the way that we wanted is neither here nor there. In any contest of this nature, there must be a winner and there must be somebody who does not succeed. At the end of the day, it must be Zimbabwe that wins. But it must be Africa that wins as well. It must be SADC that wins as well. And the fact that lawyers who are qualified to practice in this country were not allowed to practice was a political decision by the Minister of Justice and the government authorities. And this is unjust and unfair.
So can I ask you, sorry, we missed the beginning of that. Can I ask you, sir, to tell me, can you tell me
Do you believe justice was done here today?
Well, it is still too early to say. There are a few areas that we are not in agreement with the court. But the fact that we don't agree with them is neither here nor there now. This is the highest court of the land. It has made this decision. We will accept and respect that decision. But that doesn't do away with the Zimbabwean question. That doesn't do away with the Zimbabwean political problem. By the figures that were announced by ZEC, we have the two candidates almost sharing 50-50. That means the Zimbabwean society is divided.
But can I ask you this, just to be clear, do you in the MDC now accept defeat in the election?
Well, I don't think we do. I don't think we do, because the fact that a court has ruled against us does not mean we do not have a cause. And as you may have heard from the court, it was talking about the absence of this material, the absence of that material, and so on. We still think that by the figures announced by ZEC, this election must have been annulled. 3 figures were announced by the election management body, which figures were different. And that alone should have vitiated this election.
So let's be clear here, you still believe the election was rigged?
Yes, we still believe that the election was not free and fair. We still believe that the election was manipulated.
So what do you do about it?
The thing here is, the Zimbabwe Election Commission, which is the custodian of the material, then said in court that we should prove that the material said what we thought it said. It was for them to produce that material, which they didn't do. Now, you are saying, what should we do? There are a number of things that we can do, but I do not want to preempt the National Executive Council of the MDC, which is meeting next Wednesday to decide the way forward. But there are a number of options. There are political options that are there. But whatever we do as the MDC, we are going to act within the law.
But it's quite clear you've run out of legal road now, so the only recourse you have is more protest on the streets. Isn't that very dangerous?
It's not the only thing that we can do. There are a number of things that we can do. Political solutions can be found. But demonstrations in terms of the Zimbabwean law, in terms of the very constitution that the Constitutional Court was interpreting today, allows Zimbabwean people the right to demonstrate. In terms of Section 59, as long as the demonstrations are peaceful, it is the responsibility of this government to ensure that the rights of the Zimbabwean people are respected. We do take exception, of course, at the cowardly acts that were done by the army on the 1st of August. We want Zimbabweans who want to demonstrate to be allowed to demonstrate. And we are going to press with our rights to demonstrate. We are not going to give up our rights.
But there's nothing you can do to stop Adisa Menangagwa being sworn in as president on Sunday.
No, there's nothing that we can do now. The legal route is closed now because the Constitutional Court has ruled. And we will respect it. Thank you.
Hapana huko kumbele kwenda masefu. Advocate Luis Uriri.
Bof, taban. Ngomba tab. Ati bule. Atin.
President Nangagwa 2 million plus for this speech. That means therefore that the political issue still remains, and therefore a number of solutions have to be found, and there are political solutions, there are a lot of solutions that can be found. But I want to reiterate that on behalf of the MDC, we are going to act within the law. Whatever we are going to do, we are going to do these things within the law. We are going to convene, the National Council of the 29 of our Constitution. Reserve our right there, but we no doubt, we think that on the basis of the figures announced by the election management board itself, this court must have initiated the election.
Okay, now also, the MDC alliance, this is an alliance, right, from different parties. Where does this put you now? If you remain alliance, you want to
for people and the election ended today, what will happen is that the alliance partners will meet to decide the future of the alliance.
I am live. Yes, kudhara munofanira ndilive. Twekiri mbodona mbijana. No, ina nisumukata tati twekiri mbodona mbijana. No, ndiri kuita ndisitomboka ngoti ngoti ndi connect. Hello? Yes, and now cut and that's reconnect chete. Musha ku town. All right.
I really kind of for their thing.
When due forward, that national council. But I want to say that whatever we do,
Hello? Hello? Alright.